going to start off with the white, and a little bit of white on top here, and some more here. Just do the head to start with, and underneath here. I'm just doing it quite lightly for the moment. We're putting more strength on that as we go on, but just at the moment just indicating another area, little eye in the eye. Do all the whites. And there's just a little smidging of white in here. Like that. Just oops. Not there though, Colin. Well, there is, but I didn't want a squiggly line. Right, now the other area we've got to put in is here. Now it's going to take a long time, so you have to be patient with me. In fact, I'll do this off camera because it's going to take a little while to do, but I'm going to go all the way around there with that, and all around here with that, putting the white in. Okay, and then come back and I'll show you how we start building, once again, from the beak onwards. Just make that just a little stronger there, like that. Okay, now the colour we're going to use would be 233. It's right in the middle of that. And it gives a separation between the beak, one top, bottom, and then just down here we want a little more. And that goes right up again to the end. You've got to have sharp pencils for this. It's a good idea too, just to bring... I've lost my point there, so just come right on the edge there. Right, now if you've got one of these, this is a good time to use it. It's a pointed colour shaper, ivory, and it will blend in nicely the colour that you have there. There you go. Now we're going to have to darken that in a minute, but we leave it just for the time being because we've got a lot more to use grey for. Now the grey can also be, I think I better sharpen that up in a minute too, but I'll do this a little bit to show you how it's going to work. You're going to go in between these with the grey. Now we're also going to be using a couple of other colours here as well. Now this doesn't have to be absolutely spot on. Do what I'm doing. But you needed the white in first, like that. Now I'm going to do all around there in exactly the same way, alright? And I'm also going to do the eye. Now, I'm going to do the centre of the eye first, going round the light we put in. Now it's also got to go in here, but we can't put it in here because we'll lose the eye. You see what I mean? It's going to be the same colour, and then we'll just lose the eye altogether. So what we do is do it like that. And then I'm going to come back in just a tick when I finish all this. And I'll darken the inside of the eye before I use the same colour on here. That'll make more sense in a moment or two. Anyway, I'm going to go around like this, all around there now. I'll fill up some of these other areas now using ivory. Nice strong ivory on this end, and just weaken it slightly in here because we're going to put a lovely orange tone in there. Same in here. Now in here, I want the ivory to go all over, It's primarily white, but I like a little bit of tone in it. So that can go in. And the other reason I do that is because ivory is a brilliant blender. So it helps to give us a nice smooth look to that. And into there. Okay, so we got that. And we now want to darken. Now, I told you about the eye. So what I'm going to do with the eye is I'm using a 181. Now I'm going to darken the eye with the 181. Centre of the eye. Great. You want to retain, if you can, the light. I don't want it quite as large as that, so we can cut in a little bit on it. And straight away, on top of that, going with the black. Black, Colin. That's not black. That's black. Here we are now. That's got a really strong eye, which means we can now put the grey in here. That's great. A little bit more. 181 I think as well. Put a little bit of 181 in here. What I want to do is to leave just a little bit of light between the eye and this outside edge. Like that. Okay, now 181. And this goes on top of the grey. And once again, use the colour shaper to blend it in. That's it. Great. Now, what about this? Right, slight change of plan now. I'm going to use the 157, and 157 is a very, very dark midnight blue, and we're going to go over the grey everywhere, including here. So you can leave me to do that, because you've seen me do it once. I might as well finish that off now. And let me show you too what I'm going to be doing next. I'm going to add some blue in here. Just make sure this is dark. And this is a midnight blue, but I really want a darker blue than that. And also, I think we'll have a little bit of 181 there. You can alternate between the 157 and the 181 there. But really, I want this to be blue at the top. So what I'm going to do now is, now I've done those few, I'm going to add 149. Just a spot of blue, because I want a blue influence rather than the dark, very dark colour. Got it? Do a little bit more. .151, 157 I mean. Now you'll see me doing all of this. I'm just doing this little bit, but you can watch me as I go through the whole lot. Now Now when you've done it, and this is tricky, and if you don't want to do this, don't do it, but what we need to do is just to pat that, to make it just a little bit less obvious. Got it? And that's really nice. So that's exactly what we're looking for. We're going to put a little bit of very dark colour in. Could go in there too. Just tap it. If you rub it, it'll all go in together. But what we want is a bluey influence on there. That's lovely. And to combine with all the other colours, it's going to be great. But if you don't want to do that, just leave it. But it makes quite a difference, I tell you, when we finish that. Okay, well, let me finish that off now. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of orange in now. This is 113. It comes right into here, on top of the ivory. But we want to leave just a little bit of light at the end there. Like that. And there's another. Put the ivory in first, a little bit of ivory in there, and that will also be orange. There's a little flash there, and that will end up going all the way down there. Anyway, we want a little bit in here, just a little spot, really just to colour it. We want to leave the white light. And another colour which I'm going to use is 192. It's an Indian red, and that can be added just to make just a little bit more strength in there. That's lovely. Now, I'm also going to put some shading in here. Now I'm using 233 here. Got some shading under the head here, or the neck. Like that. We can use this a little spot of orange in there too, because although it is primarily white, it's been like this. We've also got some little orange in there. Influence. That looks good. Okay, bring the white back. And leave it at that.